cursed. 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 Cursed.
Yo, 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 what is up? What is up, guys? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a good week. I hope everyone's not stressing too much and just enjoying their time as of right now. We have some things to discuss today, obviously. This stream was actually supposed to be the other night, but I already put out 2 videos yesterday, and I didn't want to like put so much content in one day and stream on top of it. And plus, I was actually really tired, so it actually worked out pretty well when the other news about Hassan Reddick and all that stuff came out later the other day. But you know, another week of football, guys, and you know, things to look forward to. Do we take out any positives from last game? I think there are some positives, guys. I think there's a few good positives. I think offensively, I think they distributed the ball pretty well. I think a lot of guys had chances, which was good, whether it's Calcaterra with really, you know, the four catches for 64 yards. At least they try to get Jahan Dotson involved. You know, you had some runs with, you know, with Kenny G, and some runs with Saquon Barkley. You know, so I thought distribution wasn't too bad. And honestly, defensively, as much as we could complain about a few things, but I think on the edge from yesterday at edge rusher, I thought Nolan Smith, you know, the stats don't really pop out to you, but I thought rewatching some of the things, the edge rushers really contained a lot better in that Cleveland Browns game. I thought Nolan Smith actually did a good job. There was a couple plays where he really contained and then kind of uses his athletic ability to get after Deshaun Watson or make a play on the running back or something like that. So I thought he did really good. Obviously, the shining light of the defense was really Cooper DeJean. And honestly, I you know, is a big upgrade for that nickel spot for the future. Honestly, I think if they add more pieces to this defense, I honestly think he should be a big moving piece for this defense going forward. I'm kind of sad to say that Slave's playing this week, but you know, I want to at least get some Keely Ringo in there. Maybe, you know, do some different things. I don't know, because I feel like guys just want to play. I felt like we played a little bit better when Slay wasn't really in the lineup, but having Isaiah Rodgers or Ringo laying the wood pause on somebody on the sideline. You know, just guys that want to hit, sacrifice their bodies. And this is what the name of the game is every single day. So there's a lot to go on right now. But going to this Giants game is going to be interesting. But before we get into anything, I want to say hi to everybody in the chat. We got Chris Scott, Nate the Great. What's going on, man? Fire the Lame Sirianni. Eagles Uncut 2.0. We have Rome's. What's going on? It's Sup Shakes. Howie, please trade for pass rush. Oh, yeah. We're going to get into all that stuff. Like I said, hope everyone's doing well. We got Philly Flyover. What's going on, man? Hope everyone's doing good. Easy as his day. We got Daniel Berry, Walt, Chris Scott. Says, we're in on Myles Garrett. I know for a fact it all depends on compensation. I don't know how we can afford him unless we trade Huff in a second. Yeah, I'm not sure, all right? So edge rusher is interesting, guys, because I feel like they can make more moves here. I honestly think going through 6 or like 5 weeks of football, um, we still don't. I mean, I think one of the positives too, which I forgot to say, I think Bryce Huff actually, I think technically, or Bryce Huff played a little bit better. I mean, I know we're just kind of grabbing straws right now and trying to figure things out. But I think Bryce Huff actually showed a little bit of a little bit of a better get off the line. He was in a 4-point stance, which I was really happy about. But like I said, dude, why do you sign a guy not really producing right now? You sign a guy and technique-wise throughout the season, he's in a 2-point stance where he can't really get that explosiveness off the line. So now, through 5 weeks of football, I'm not impressed. I think we all know this by now. Edge rushers that are available for the Philadelphia Eagles, I would say 2 names are popping up. One could be a big rumor right now. Myles Garrett, interesting. We'll see at this point. There was a clip of him talking. I think it was a clip of him last year, because remember the Eagles and Browns had preseason practice together last year. And they did talk, I know Myles Garrett was talking about he wouldn't mind becoming a Philadelphia Eagle or something like that to an extent. But Myles Garrett, how much would it cost on his age? And, he's got a good reputation behind him, double-digit sacks, 3-4 years straight. So, I mean, you might have to give up a pretty penny for him, most likely. But we'll find out. We'll see. We got C-Tate with the first super chat of the night. Thank you so much, my friend. He says, I'm sick of seeing trade rumors for Crosby or Garrett. We have Bryce Huff, who needs an all-pro edge, like Reddick when we have 17 million Huff. I get it, dude. I just think it's just that signing came really fast in the offseason program. The signing came really quick, and it seemed like nobody wanted to pay him that much. The Eagles got him pretty easily. I never even saw news that there was multiple teams negotiating with Bryce Huff or anything like that. So he hasn't played well. I mean, we're grabbing straws saying, oh, well, he did this right and he looked better this week. And it's not by much. He's got a half a sack and like 4 or 5 tackles for the year. I mean, it's really not good. I mean, it's a really bad signing right now. That's on Howie Roseman. It's on Howie Roseman that Nolan Smith isn't working out. It's on Howie Roseman that Bryce Huff isn't working out. And it's definitely on Howie Roseman that you get rid of one of your top pass rushers in Hassan Reddick. Now, we don't really know like the behind the scenes of why Reddick left, but it just seems like the Eagles got rid of him knowing he was going to be in a holdout for a specific number that the Eagles probably already knew about. And it just seemed like they were like, yep, we're just going to let him go, not deal with the holdout. It's going to be a headache. It's going to be a fucking just a back and forth thing, and it's going to be a big distraction, I guess, and they just didn't want to deal with it. So we don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, does Hassan Reddick deserve more money? Yes, 100%. I think he deserves a lot of money. He was only getting $14.5 million for the year. Now he's missed 5 games in the NFL already. He's already forfeited a lot of money, $800,000 per game, something like that, plus not showing up to OTAs, not showing up to training camp. So the news with Reddick now is that the Eagles, apparently Reddick hired a new agent in Drew Rosenhaus. If you guys don't know, Drew Rosenhaus is one of the top agents that pretty much gets the players what they want. So this contract is going to be interesting. So the Eagles can't get him back unless he gets cut, which it looks like that's not going to happen. The Jets are granting Hassan Reddick a trade right now. But the good news is potentially can go in a different way if Hassan Reddick gets traded to an NFC team. Okay, so if Reddick gets traded to the NFC, the Eagles will automatically get the 2nd-round pick, which is really good. Great. Would I take Hassan Reddick? Would I take the 2nd-round pick over having Reddick on the roster? Hell no. But, that's all we could really hope for. So if we can't get Reddick back, which it looks like we can't, getting a 2nd-round pick for a 30-year-old player right now isn't so much of a bad thing, but he's definitely well needed this year, though. That's one of the biggest problems. So that's where I'm at with the situation. But I appreciate the super chat. I just wanted to kind of add on to that real quick. Pluto JB said, here's interesting. Says Jags right before the deadline. Howie should walk down the GM suite and potentially get a deal done for Walker. Could it be cheaper than Crosby? Yeah, Trevon Walker is going to be an interesting one because theoretically the Max Crosby thing, it's been talked about a lot the last like 2 fucking weeks. A lot. Okay, there's rumors out there right now that Crosby, that teams already... There's a team out there, apparently, rumor-wise, they already offered a first-round pick to the Raiders. It seems like they didn't even take it. Okay, Crosby is important to what Jason Kelce is to the Eagles. Okay, now, just because they say that, it doesn't mean that he can't get traded. Okay, picks do talk at the end of the day. Okay, where they're holding on to an older player that's still productive, which Crosby has a lot of value right now, it's going to cost you a first-round pick. Is it worth it? If the Eagles were playing a little bit better right now, I would say pull the trigger on it. For me, I would rather go after a player that the Jaguars are not going to be able to afford after this year. I think that would make more sense. And go after a guy like Trevon Walker that they won't pay because obviously they paid a quarterback now, and there's a lot of high price players now on the Jags. They went through a free agency frenzy the last couple of years, and those cap hits are going to kind of go crazy right now. So I think Myles Garrett would be more realistic because they are dumping their fucking season away. The Raiders aren't playing great either, but I think Max Crosby, I don't know. I don't think either Myles. I would say Myles Garrett over Crosby, but I don't think any of those two are realistic right now. But potentially, I think Myles Garrett would be the most realistic one. But Trevon Walker, I think, is the most realistic, just because he's still on his rookie deal right now, and the Eagles could grab him, rent him, decide if they really want to pay him. It would be nice to try to get rid of Bryce Huff's contract if they can. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that, but it should be interesting. Kristen, I would love Huff to play great. Right now, we need a big-time edge. If we want to go to the Super Bowl, our offense will be fine, I hope. Well, I'm hoping the offense will be fine. The big issue I have right now, I don't know. The big issue right now is consistent fucking play. If you didn't see like the graphical chart for Jalen Hurts and his throws and where he was targeting, I mean, there was literally maybe 1 to 3 plays middle of the field, barely even middle of the field. I think really it was the vertical pass to Calcaterra that was wide open. And then there was another one. There was the mesh concept with Devontae Smith. They tried it in the second quarter. It was for a nice first down. They went back to it in the second half when Devontae Smith scored on that same play for a touchdown going upfield. So the offense, I honestly don't know where the offense is really going. I think the coaches are holding this roster back. Unfortunately, we're going to be playing down to the competition, not because of the roster, really because of the coaching. And unfortunately, I'm sorry, but I've seen way too much of this play calling since last year. The defense, on the other hand, I think getting DeJean in there is a huge upgrade. And then God knows when Sidney Brown's going to come back and having him. And then Bradbury's coming back. Bradbury should be back in another couple weeks. So they're going to have to make some roster moves. So the trade deadline is in a perfect direction right now. They could trade James Bradbury, because if they bring James Bradbury on and Sidney Brown on the active roster, they have to get rid of 2 people. I don't know who you're really going to get rid of at this point. So I think there's going to be a few trade candidates, honestly. I think the Eagles will be sellers. They'll be buyers for one position, but I think they will be sellers for some. And I think Bradbury would be a nice trade candidate, to a needy team that really needs a corner right now, or whether they want to put him at corner or safety. Or we know that Bradbury can't play safety. We know he can't cover tight ends. We saw how he played in the offseason. It wasn't great. I think we all know this. Steven S. says, trade Goddard and a second forward edge. Now, that I don't know. I don't know if that could. I'm not sure if that could happen. We have to realize something, guys. Tight end is probably one of the most injury-prone positions we have right now. Okay, not right now, but potentially because Calcaterra is actually healthy for once right now, and I don't really know. I I don't really know if getting rid of Goddard. I think after this season would be something that I could really roll with. Maybe I think they should draft a tight end early next year, as well as an edge. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Abe says, is Von Miller on the table? Yes, I did see rumors of Von Miller. Not because the Eagles have interest, because of the connection mostly. So this is really more of a connection rumor. So what I heard was, Von Miller, obviously, he signed that big contract with the Bills, didn't do nothing, and hasn't really done anything since. This is a player that's a cheap option. So how much you're going to get out of Von Miller at his age, I don't know. Is he going to be productive in Philadelphia? I'm not sure. So we'll see what goes on, with that going down the line. So we'll see. I'm not really sure on that. Let's see here. Okay, so I don't want to wait for Nakobe to get hurt for them to give him a chance. Who to chance? I think Nakobe Dean needs to be benched, honestly. I think Dean, I don't know, man. I'm just seeing way too much flash. It's less flash. It's more flash and it's less consistency. You have linebackers that weigh less. You have linebackers that weigh less that are making plays and making tackles like Zach Bond. Okay. For me, I think Trotter Jr. needs a big opportunity sometime this season because I don't know if Nakobe Dean is it, honestly. Simo says, Howie wanted to lock up the offense. Eagles are on a young talent mode. Takes time. No, I get it. I totally get it. But you're wasting the whole year away with this lack of, these lies that we're hearing about who's running this offense, And it's getting kind of annoying. David says, bet they'd go for a little less at this point. Their roster is trash and they know it. Potentially. Trey Hendrickson would be a good one, but I don't know if the Bengals are going to be up for it. The Bengals really don't trade players at all. They're really not known for really making big moves like that and trading away their best talent. If they get Trey Hendrickson, they're fucking set. He's due for a big contract. So the Eagles would only have to rent him out for the year. If they're able to find a loophole in getting rid of Bryce Huff for some odd reason, and to be honest with you guys, I'm sorry, but Jalix Hunt needs to get more snaps. He had 5 snaps in that Tampa Bay game. He blew up the tight end. I mean, we need to see what Jalix Hunt had a really good offseason, man. Another early pick for the Eagles that's just sitting there not doing anything right now. I don't get, I hate that, or every time I watch another football game, it's always like, oh, the 3rd round pick from this team, the 4th round pick there's 3rd, 4th, 5th round picks playing for other teams and starting and playing well. This team can't get a break with their mid-round picks. They're just not panning out for us right now. I mean, at least we know our first 2 picks are golden right now. Will Shipley, I know, has a lot of talent. They don't even use him. Why? I don't know. Will Shipley is probably a better talent than Kenneth Gainwell, especially rushing and probably as receiving the ball. Especially could be the next Danny Woodhead for the Philadelphia Eagles, most likely. I mean, there's a lot of missed opportunity with this fucking offense with a lot of other guys that need more chances here. Sorry, Will Shipley being one, Jalix Hunt on the defense. I mean, totally just pushing these guys back, not letting them spread their wings and fly a little bit, Chris Scott said, we definitely need to draft a tight end in the 2nd round this year. Goddard has 2 years left on his contract. Yeah, he's got 2 more years. So by the time, he'll be 31 by the time his contract ends, probably by that time. So I think they should look for the future next year. I don't know if they should trade Goddard, but I don't know, man. This guy is still, this guy's going to miss another few weeks. You're facing some beatable teams right now, but it's not easy for the Birds. It's not easy for us. I mean, we can't catch a fucking break against some of these beatable teams. Where on paper, this team looks fantastic, but this is a fucking paper team that can't beat anything less of them right now. So, I don't know. Mike said the Myles Garrett rumor is scary but interesting. It's interesting. I think it's definitely something that we could definitely be like, hey, well, why not take a shot and try it out? I just wish we were playing better to at least get a luxury type player. I mean, look, if we're not playing well and we're still, I mean, how many points do we got to score against the Giants this week to really beat them? Probably 20 something, probably 21 points. I mean, that's probably all it's going to take. Really, they should score more. They really the last 5 weeks they should be dismantling teams. Offensively, the Eagles haven't had, the last time I scored over 30 points was the first game, but they haven't scored in the first quarter yet. I think they got to score real early, but when you're not playing well and you're going to give up more draft compensation to trade for another player, I don't like it, Like if they were on a roll right now and they were just missing something that we need an edge rusher, we're just missing that final piece to really complete us. This would be the type of move that you make, but it's not looking good right now. He says, Joey, I looked at all the 22 on that sack that led to the blocked field goal. Smitty was wide open for a touchdown. Unfortunately, Barkley missed the block. Not a bad call. Just didn't execute. Yeah, but dude, why do you call? No. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, they blitzed Jalen Hurts on that play, didn't it? Well, obviously somebody was open because they didn't they do a cover zero blitz on Hurts? They can't account for everybody on that play. If they did a cover zero blitz, they can't account for everybody. So that was just a really bad fucking call. That wasn't, execution. You could blame it on execution for what was called, but that was a shitty play to call. That was a shitty play to call. Why would you drop your quarterback back on short yardage? Like, why even do that? That's a really bad fucking call. Regardless of the play, that was a bad call on that part. Tommy says, I do not see this team getting in sync with rhythm offensively like the Lions at this point in the season. Nick ownership hurts are the problem. Let me tell you something, okay? No, this team will not look like the Lions this year. Offensively with Ben Johnson, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, okay? That team took a few years to build, get the right coordinator in there, have a few really good drafts. They've had some monster fucking drafts, and it seems to be working out really well. That takes time. And unfortunately, like, Nick's a problem, and connected to that, there is a quarterback problem. Not as in the Eagles need to move on from Hurts, but the way this offense is called is not helping your quarterback, which your quarterback is not helping anybody else on this field. So, Yeah, they had no time. That's why that play was a bad play, unfortunately. Did Nick call plays before he came here? I don't get what that means. Did Nick call plays before he came? Was that a joke? I don't know. Chris says, our offense is stacked for years. Our defense is the edge away from a Super Bowl. Our defense is set. We have really good young players except for edge. I wouldn't say they're an edge player away. Let's be realistic here. I think they need, I think they could definitely get more at linebacker right now. I think linebacker could be a little bit better. The corners, I can't really complain because when they're lined up, when they're playing off, like that's just the way this defense is, which why I think I think the scheme of this defense is really limiting the players to do what they could possibly do. At least to their strengths, in my opinion. I don't know. It just seems like because when you don't have an edge and you run a 4-man front, I mean, you're going to get double teams for Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. I mean, as of recent, Jordan Davis, I guess, if he's not going to get pressure, he's going to command double teams. And Jalen Carter, haven't seen anything from him. I mean, he had a sack. Sure, he had one sack, but being disruptive is more important to me than getting sacks because sacks happen once in a while, and being disruptive, guarantees more punts coming our way for the offense to take over, and it guarantees that we'll at least try to get a turnover in the secondary, and that hasn't happened yet. So we'll see what happens. Mike Brown said our under center snap motion is what would take us to the center, the next level. However, you need to let Nick go and offer Ben Johnson the bag. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Like Ben Johnson, we can say any coordinator's name. At the end of the day, they can't. Jalen Hurts needs to be set. Like, if they change coordinators for another year, they literally have to make the right decision here, and things have to change dramatically because Ben Johnson probably won't even like Jalen Hurts. You'd think because they hire a new coordinator, okay, like who's going to be the next head coach if they fire Nick? I don't know, but they literally have to change things dramatically for this quarterback for this to happen. Ben Johnson is going to come in and be like, I can't coach this quarterback because I can't use him the way I want to use him because of this playbook. You can't just put any coordinator in there just because it works for the Lions. You can't just throw him in the Eagles and just be like, oh yeah, everything's going to look exactly and replicated the same way. They use a lot of speed guys. They don't really use those contested catching type. They don't really have those big receivers. They use a lot of they like those tall, lengthy, skinny speed guys. They use, Amon Brown and some of the other ones, Jameson Williams, like they got a lot of speed. A lot of speed is used for that offense. The Eagles aren't really built that way, the way they have their wide receivers. Obviously, they have a great tight end, obviously, too, so that helps. And a good run game, a nice 1-2 punch, which is fantastic. CT with the super chat, thank you so much, man. It says, we ain't trading to pay another person more when we could have paid Hassan 25 instead of paying Huff 17 and Myles Garrett 30. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here. I mean, I don't see them getting rid of Bryce Huff because he's already locked into a contract right now, so I honestly have no idea what they're going to do. The best thing that they could do is probably get Trevon Walker into the building and just add him to the rotation. Or you could do the right fucking thing and say, screw trading for an edge rusher and just get Jalix Hunt in the fucking game and see what he could do. I don't know. They got to do something because they can't wait that long. They really can't wait that long for it. So, Tommy says, I have zero trust in our ownership hiring the correct coaches. Tired of them trying to win their way instead of letting the coordinators have full control. Yeah, if this is more of a Nick problem and more of a Howie Roseman problem, we are fucked. We are screwed for years if that is the case. Why are they keeping this same style of defense in the building? What is the obsession with this fucking defense? You switched from a defense that won a more aggressive scheme with Jim Schwartz that won you a Super Bowl. And what is the infatuation? What is the obsessiveness with this fucking defensive scheme? Okay. And why is it that, and if Nick is still putting his hand in the cookie jar, as we all know he is, it seems like they're okay with him doing this every week. Because honestly, they won against the fucking Browns, but I didn't give a shit about it. Sure, the win is great, but I'm not going to hype this team up over a 4-point win over the fucking Browns. Okay, the Cowboys get massacred by the Lions, and Eagle fans laugh. But let me tell you something. This team is going to get a fucking ass kicking later on. Once they get off this weak stretch of teams, okay? Once they get off this weak stretch, after they play the Giants, the Bengals, which I think aren't going to be a walkover because of how the Eagles play and how they represent themselves with play calling, but the Giants are going to go down fighting, okay? The Bengals are going to go down fighting. They're playing a lot tougher than we realize, so it's no fucking joke, dude. I think the Eagles are in for a rude fucking awakening. I think they are. Rand said, Garrett is a franchise player. If he's available, you get him regardless of record. Makes BG's retirement easier as well. Yeah, of course you do. But, we'll see what it costs. Chris said, we should have at least 5 more interceptions on defense. We dropped 5. Quinton Mitchell and 3 in his hands. Chauncey missed 1. Slay missed 1. I know. That's hurting us too, bro. That's hurting us badly on drives. But the problem is we have to rely on getting picks because we haven't forced the fumble. We forced how many fumbles? 1, 2? I can't even count more than 2. Maybe 1. I don't even know. Okay, the Eagles can't get pressure with their defensive line. Now, they did in this game. The defensive line, it sounds stupid, but the defensive line actually played their best this past week. Had 5 sacks this week. I don't know what the fuck they did in the fourth quarter. Where was this pass rush in the fourth quarter? Because they fucking completely disappeared. I don't know where they went. I don't know what happened. But, you know. Dre Super Chat, what's going on, man? It says, we need an edge or an off-ball linebacker trade. Am I wrong? No, it's not. No, you're right. I talked about edge and fucking linebacker. It's probably two of the worst positions on defense right now. Two of the worst positions. So, yeah, the pick 6. Well, because what happened was Dean dropped that pick 6, and they still scored 3 points that drive. So, you know. If we pay Huff 17 and Miles 30, why not just pay Hassan? You all sound ridiculous. Well, we don't know what the contract is. We don't know. We don't know how much is going to be allocated to. They could sign Garrett, maybe restructure him, give him more guaranteed money up front. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what the case is. But it's not that easy to say, well, just pay Hassan Reddick 25. I mean, we don't know if it's even 25. It could be more than that. We don't know anything. We don't know shit. We're not know-it-alls. We don't know anything. We're speculating, and that's as far as we're going. Pasta and Meatballs says, Howie Roseman wants yes men of no value so he can remain in power and feed his ego. Yeah, I think that's part of it. If that's the case, we are in fucking trouble. We are in trouble. Well, guys, we're going to find out the truth after this year. If Nick gets fired, they let go of the coordinators, we're going to find out who do they hire. Some offensive assistant that we never even heard of. Oh, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make Vic Fangio the head coach to this team. And maybe that will be better for at least the offensive side of things. But if they hire Vic Fangio as the head coach, he runs the defense, but they hire a nobody coach that no one's ever heard of, and then they run the exact fucking offense yet again. I'm telling you, man, they keep Nick in the building because he knows how to run this stupid, plain, non-creative offense. All the fans have caught on to this shit. Nobody's stupid. Nobody's stupid. Roll Philly Dog says, Joey, you agree with this? Realistic names for edge: Darius Smith, Harold Landry, Jadeveon Clowney, Deathrich Wise, Jervon Miller. We may not like it, but I don't think not Harold Landry. There's no fucking way that's going to happen. No way. Jadeveon Clowney, sure. Who the fuck is Deathrich Wise? Who the fuck is that? I don't even heard of that guy. And Jervon Miller, I have no idea who the fuck that is either. So if I don't even know the name, then I'm not sure. Ice Baby said, these grown men and we blaming coaches. These dudes should know what the vulnerable in my own playbook and be aware of what goats do. These should know what's vulnerable if they know own playbook and be. Oh yeah, no, I get it. They don't know the strengths to their players. They're just not creative enough. There's just not enough creativity, unfortunately. You know what I mean? Just not enough for me, at least. Just not enough. You know. Hey, what's going on, Lindy, bro? I texted you the other day, by the way. I don't know if you have a new number or not, but yeah, man. Welcome back, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing really well, dude. Hope you're doing really well. Philly Flowers, our defense is trash. We can't get this generate pressure offensively. I think it's Howie wanting to win his way. I mean, even hearing as much as like the rumors were kind of bogged down that Nick Sirianni didn't take over the offense. I mean, sorry, take over the defensive play call. He ran it by Vic of a situational play call or something, which is why even listen to Nick, period. Why should he even have a say in what we're doing defensively? I don't even fucking know. But Chris said we could trade Sweat in a second for Myles Garrett. I mean, realistically, like if we know that Myles Garrett is going to play way better than Sweat, I don't know. It's kind of tough, man. It's kind of tough doing that because you're getting rid of another strong suit type player. It's unfortunate Bryce Huff is going to stay here. So, Bird said this team sucks. Why would you waste money on the draft picks and bringing Myles Garrett? Well, it's not wasting. I mean, it depends. It really depends on, as a fan, how you think. Like, if the Eagles were playing really well, then I could say that, sure, this is a luxury type signing to get you a Super Bowl. But honestly, like, I honestly wouldn't waste my time with it. I wouldn't waste my time with Max Crosby. I wouldn't waste my time with Myles Garrett. Maybe they pick up a guy like I would honestly be knocking on the door to the Jaguars and see what's available over there that they're not going to sign. Oh, that's weird, Lindy. Okay, I didn't get anything back, which is I have a new number. I text you on a new. Maybe I text you on my old number. I'll try again. My brother say, hey, the solution to my idea clears one thing is that Ben Johnson likes Jalen and wants to work with Jalen. We don't have to worry about getting a new play caller every season. Yeah, that's only if he likes Jalen. Because he's not going to take the job. If the Eagles are saying, hey, Jalen Hurts is our quarterback, he's going to be our quarterback for years. We want you to take the job if you want it, but he's our quarterback. And if Ben Johnson don't like him and can't really fit to what he wants, there might be a lot of coaches that don't like Jalen. It's a possibility that there's a lot of coaches out there, even head coaches, that Howie's going to force their hand, say, you have to coach up this QB, and we need good play calling in the next few years. We need to win a championship right now. I don't know. I'm not really sure about that, dude. I'm not really sure. We got 244 in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the stream. Thank you so much for coming in today. The stream was supposed to be yesterday, but we did it for today because I put out 2 videos yesterday. We'll have another video out tomorrow. All that great stuff. Check the pinned comment for supporting, become a member, all that great stuff. We stream the games every week. We have content every week. There'll be a lot to talk about going to this week, no doubt. I mean, we're supposed to talk about some of the matchups this week, but I guess we'll wait until Friday to do that. We have a super chat from CT. Thank you so much, man. Khalil Mack sounds more reasonable. He could slide down the line and would probably get him to 15, 17 for 2 years. Yeah. Khalil Mack, hopefully this doesn't turn into another episode of getting a guy coming off of a lot of sacks last season and not doing much for us at all, like that guy from Chicago. I keep forgetting his name. I'm surprised they didn't trade Khalil Mack last year. I know Khalil Mack and Fangio are like this. They're like this. They really like each other a lot. And obviously Fangio was a defensive coordinator in Chicago when Mack was there. At 32 years old, I mean, I think could be an edge rusher, could stand out as an outside linebacker if need him be. So I think that's another option. Don't know if it's still up in the air still. I haven't really heard late rumors on Khalil Mack. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see. Rio said this offense is what Lurie and Howie want. That's why it looks the same. That's really bad, dude. It's really shame on them if they allowed this shit to happen yet again. Like, why even hire a fucking coordinator? Like, why even hire a fucking coordinator to add in some fucking motion? I mean, what is the difference with this play calling offensively? And this fucking scheme is the worst. Because I feel like the scheme, it's like a Chip. I feel like it's Chip Kelly all over again, especially defensively. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of the players that I don't fucking want in this scheme, but my scheme is better than anybody's. I've been coaching for 30 fucking years and haven't won a championship in my whole fucking career as a coach, and this is where we're at. George Pelowski says, no player is going to fix the trash we put on the field on both sides of the ball. We got the players, they just have to come and play 4 quarters of lights out football. I don't think it's going to make a big difference either. Like I said, you trade for a Jay Ajayi or a player like that in season, okay? Back in 17 when we did that 4th round pick, something like that. You trade for a player when you shouldn't be trading for a player for a need. It should be more of a luxury than a need, to be honest with you. Even if you're lacking at a specific position, I just think it's a waste of fucking time, man. I think it's a waste of time. Like, yeah, the rumors are exciting, but guys, like, I am not impressed by the way this team is playing, and adding one player doesn't fucking do anything. Does nothing. Oh, you didn't live through the Chip Kelly era? Well, lucky you. Lucky you. Tommy says, I want us to bench Slay and play the Young Bucks. They are hungrier and okay with more physicality. Oh, yeah, I'm already done with Slay. As much as I'm done with Nick Sirianni and want him fired already, oh, yeah, I am done with Darius Slay. There's no doubt. I'm done. He went on Micah Parsons' podcast yet again. You know, I guess it's a fucking weekly, every 2-week type thing with them, too. You know, the opposition podcast. Betty says, yeah, you got draft picks, but look at how he's been drafting. Yeah, I mean, I'm not seeing enough of my third, fourth, or fifth rounders hitting the field. I'm seeing way too many teams every Sunday. Like, there's so many fourth, fifth round picks, like mid-round picks, like starting for teams that are playing well in a system, coached right. You know, it's annoying. What's going on, Dave? So Joey, what's up, brother? Hope all is good. The way took a break from cleaning. Nice. Hope you're having a good day, bro. Philly Flowers said that's why we trade them or for a proven player, buddy. What's going on, Chris? Chris says the offense looked its best week 1, and it's been terrible. Yeah, I mean, I think it's close to a Kellen Moore type offense. Yeah, it's the first week was very close to a Kellen Moore type offense. Gotta say, I thought the defense was going to play better that first week than the offense did, but man, were we fucking wrong about that whole situation. Totally wrong about the whole situation. Brady said, I became an Eagles fan in 2016. Oh, I already read that. They say it's the hash not using the passing game, head coach, OC, or QB. I think it's Jalen Hyatt and Nick's game planning. Well, it's more than that, dude. I think there is definitely a bad relationship between head coach to quarterback. And if they're still trying to talk things through during a bye week, that's not a good sign. You think that's a good... Oh, and by the way, if the play calling is really lacking right now, why isn't he talking to Kellen Moore on the bye week? Why is it Nick? I wonder... Because Nick has been the more valiant play caller for this fucking offense. Okay? The only plays that really wowed me to death in that fucking game that wasn't boring enough for me to watch during Cleveland, okay? The mesh concepts with Devontae Smith were probably the most exciting ones for me because I saw the Lions do that all fucking game against the Cowboys. Literally mesh concepts, post corners, crosser. I mean, everything. It's just, man, it's lacking creativity. Everybody looks robotic. It looks slow. Hurts just, I don't know, man. Just looks just there's no rhythm. You can't put this quarterback into a rhythm. There's just bad decisions on third down, bad decisions on fourth down. Special teams is another thing that's starting to lack right now. Cooper DeJean at punt return, I'm actually starting to like a lot. So we're going to see like what that's going to look like in the future between Covey, Britton Covey coming back, and Covey is like one of the dudes that's got probably the most speed we've got on this offense. I really like Covey when they start putting him to this offense a little bit and start to work him a little bit. I mean, realistically, guys, we are a dropped pass away from forward 1, realistically. It may look bad right now, and trust me, it fucking does. This offense is this team is a drop pass away from forward 1. It's true. It's definitely true. What's going on, Marcus? Forte says, why fire Sirianni just when he's becoming interesting? Shaving his head and going nuts. Yeah. Yeah, he's being really weird right now. Like, he's not even acting like how he usually does act. Like, sometimes it's like, he fought with that, whatever. He had that little thing in the end, during the Cleveland game at the end with the guy in the crowd. And then I had a feeling that something happened because the next day he apologized. Somebody, and I think Jeffrey Lurie or somebody, that was really uncalled for. It didn't really look good on television, even though the conversation between Nick and the guy in the fucking crowd was really not a bad. There's nothing to flex over a fucking Browns win. Sorry, there's really not. You're not going to beat Washington. You're not going to beat Dallas, and unfortunately, you're fucking not. You're not. Maybe they have more of a chance against Dallas because Dallas doesn't really have a fucking run game right now. And they seem to have problems on just the passing game in general. And Dak is just making mistake after mistake every fucking week. I I honestly don't know. It's probably going to be a lot of close games, not because both teams are good, because both teams are really struggling right now. Tommy said Brian Burns going to exploit Fred Johnson all night. We should play Becton at left tackle, Cena at right guard. Yeah, so interesting enough. Yeah, I think that would probably be better. We'll see what happens. I don't trust him either. Now, Kayvon Thibodeau is not playing this game either. Dexter Lawrence is really the best player on their defense. So on that side, I think Burns plays on the opposite side. No. He doesn't actually. He plays on. I thought Thibodeau played on the right. I thought he played on that side, but I could be wrong. But yeah, they're gonna move Brian Burns. And Brian Burns, they paid him a lot of money. He's got like 3 sacks for the year. He hasn't really done a whole lot. But the only way the Giants are really gonna survive is that defense makes some plays. And the last thing you want is Jalen Hurts' blind side to be wide open. So that is gonna be interesting. So Chris says the first game against Green Bay, Kelmore ran his offense. The game since without A.J. Brown, Sirianni dipped his paws in the game plan, and it's the same. Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it this way too. I'm not making an excuse for it, but yeah, you didn't have A.J. Brown for a few games. Then you lost Devontae Smith. So it affected it. But I don't know why you go into that Tampa Bay game and still throw over 30 fucking. That's what I don't get. I don't get it. You go into Tampa Bay, you still throw over 30 times. You run the Barkley 10 fucking times, and Gainwell was your main fucking rusher on 2-minute offense at the end of the second quarter before the half ended, and the whole fucking second half. And you made no play draw-ups for Jahan Dotson or Johnny Wilson. Or fucking barely. Paris Campbell's probably the only wide receiver that did a little bit, was productive, just a little tiny bit, to be honest with you. That's the shit I'm like, can't stand right now. Rowdy, yes, Ben Johnson looks to be the most sought after head coach for the 25 season. He looks to be an offensive genius. Would love him to coach Hurts, but you're right. There could be a possibility Ben don't want him. No, probably not, dude. Probably not. What's going to happen is Howie Roseman's going to say, yo, before you apply for this job or say, hey, we're interested in having you as the new head coach, but there are some rules here. We want to keep this, the offense we've been running, add in some different. I'm really hoping that's not the case, because if that's the case, and I mean, they've allowed Nick Sirianni to call this bullshit for the last 5 weeks, and they seem to have no issue with it. And Nick has no answers. Nick is not productive. These fucking beat writers, these reporters are not asking tough questions. They're really not asking tough enough questions. So I wonder if they have rules for the beat writers where they can't ask specific questions about the fucking play calling. That's where I'm like really drawing a line here, beyond drawing a line. Oh, Jeffrey Simmons is, he just signed a big deal, so he's a great player. He said, "Bill, save us, please. Bring Saban in at DC and keep." Yeah, no. You think Bill Belichick is going to save this fucking team? No. We really need a young fucking mind. We need like a refreshing. And I'm not saying that like Kellen Moore. Like right now, all I want to see is Nick lay the fuck off and Kellen Moore take full control and see what happens. I'm not saying Kellen Moore should have the head coaching job next year or anything like that, because I'm telling you right now, they're going to learn the hard way. They're going to learn the fucking hard way. Okay? I'm telling you right now, because I'm going to look at the Eagles schedule right now. We can laugh. Like, here's what I can't stand. Eagle fans, the fan base laughing at it's great to laugh at the Cowboys. They got their ass kicked, but trust me, our ass kicking is not far off. We haven't really hit that type of schedule. We haven't hit that type of the schedule yet. Okay, so realistically, yeah, okay, you beat Cleveland, great. You have Cincinnati, obviously. Okay, you have the Giants this week. You have Cincinnati, that's now a 1:00 game. Thank fucking God. Okay, it's flexed to a 1:00 game. You got Jacksonville. You have a primetime game against Jacksonville. Doug Pearson comes to Philadelphia. LaShawn McCoy's retirement at halftime, great. So if these games are still close, like they're scoring 20 points, they're scoring what 16 to 20 points a game between these next fucking 4 games. Sorry. The Giants, the Bengals, the Jaguars have 1 win under their belt. The Dallas Cowboys. Then you got Washington. Then you got the Rams. Then you got Baltimore, Carolina, Pittsburgh. What you're besides Carolina, like LA could probably do. LA's not the best team, but they'll do some damage. Baltimore, they're going to kick our ass. Carolina is going to be the biggest joke of a game if the Eagles can't. If they keep that shit close, it's going to be more embarrassing. Pittsburgh, depending on who's the quarterback that week, I don't know. I don't know why Russell Wilson's getting a shot even this week. Look what Justin Fields done for that team already. And you still have to play Washington another time. So I don't care. Look, at the end of the day, has Washington proved that they could face a really good team right now? No, they lost, but they only lost by a touchdown. But still, doesn't matter. You still lost the game. Okay. It's gonna get real fucking ugly, like real quick. It's gonna get really ugly. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good. Jason Gusto, we barely beat the Browns and the Clown Sirianni talking smack like a cheerleader. Yeah, I don't like that. Then he apologizes the next day. Like, what? Like, if he apologized the next day, like, he defended why he did it during the press conference, having his kids around him to shield his ass so they wouldn't ask him tough questions in front of his kids, which I thought was a real fucking lame dick thing that he did. And then he apologizes the next day. Weird, right? No, it would be no doubt that Jeffrey Lurie said that was a really bad move to do. I would apologize for that because that wasn't right. Draft Junkie says Hurts looks like the slow motion when I'm watching. Yeah, because I don't think he's comfortable with what he's doing. Honestly, I don't think he's comfortable when he's probably told to do a million different things. There's no rhythm. You don't put your quarterback into a rhythm at all, where you mash up fucking 5 to 6 plays to kind of get him into a rhythm with the run game and the passing game and kind of keep him going. But we'll see. Dion Turner says negative Nancy Joe. I don't know. Did anybody learn from fucking last year? Like, did anybody learn from last year? Is everybody falling for it once again? I don't know. I don't get people, bro. I really don't. I'm not saying that it's gonna be a bloodbath later on, but the one thing they could do right now, that it's very little they have to do to fix things. Very little. At least offensively, at least get your offense going and get some fucking points on the board. I mean, that's all I'm asking. CT said, imagine thinking Ben Johnson is a better coach than the GOAT. They says Carl's Cards and Collectibles is having shady autograph signing October 26th. AJ Brown come back soon. PSA if those who are close get there. Oh, that's cool. I wish I lived close to do that. Corey Little says Kellen Moore's offense doesn't come out until we're down and losing. Yeah, and it's very little. It's very little. The first halves and the second halves have looked very different. We scored more in the second halves of games. But it's I mean, damn, dude. I mean, you're talking about 2 mesh concepts. That's all you have. There might be maybe 1 or 2 other plays, maybe the ones to Calcaterra or a little bit of Kellen Moore. The 2 mesh concepts to Devontae Smith, that 1 play in the second quarter, 1 play in the second half, which was the same fucking route, which resulted in a touchdown in the second half. Hungry and humble. Oh my God. Hungry and humble. Hungry and humble. My family's built on this. I mean, the guy is a fucking cornball. He's a fucking cornball. I'm serious, dude. Randy said, why can't Eagles be like the Lions that destroyed the Cowboys? Because their coaching sucks. That's why. Fucking horrible. Tommy said, Joey, Howie doesn't allow reporters to ask tough questions. He will find out what their questions are, and if they are not softball questions, you're not invited. Yeah, that's what I pretty much figured out. Yeah. Fizzle Roo said, Sirianni pulled out the kindergarten meat shields. penalty. Oh, shit. Oh, that made me laugh. Tommy says, how can this team make any of you feel positive about now in the future? I think it's a fucking joke, dude. I think it's a complete joke. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to make changes right when the fucking team is buried and done with 6 feet under. They're going to make changes literally when they have no chance to make the playoffs. That's what they're going to do. And we're all going to say, oh, now you're going to make changes? And guys, please don't think I'm trying to do this on purpose every day. There are people out there that comment and send me messages like horrible. I've gotten death threats for and made fun of my family and shit. Like literally, I've gotten a lot of messages from people that are really fucking disgusting because of because of my views on this team. And you know what? If I didn't care, I wouldn't be on here. That's number one. If I talk shit about something, it's because I cared. It's because I know it can get better. I'm not going to fucking simp for this fucking team every week and be like, oh, another week. Oh, they played well. They beat the Cleveland Browns. I'm not doing that shit. And you know what? I'm not afraid to give my own opinion on shit and get backlash for it. And there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to give their opinion. They just want to talk about what happens, but they won't give their opinion on it. At least with me, I'm just like, this is how I think it's going to happen. If the Eagles change things around, if they turn things around, trust me, I will fucking apologize. I will eat fucking crow, and that's it. So, for people to be down, it's not like, oh, what I'm trying to do right now is to make people feel so horrible about this team and to bring everybody down. And I don't give a shit about that, but the truth is the fucking truth. Facts are fucking facts. Last year to this year, no fucking difference at all. Philly Flower says, nobody learned. Everyone prefers to have the wool over their eyes. Chris says, I'm on alert. None of us should have to go through a collapse like last year. But this year, we're not going to go through a collapse. We're going to go through literally a continuance of our losing streak last year with a couple of wins here or there. Other than that, I'm sorry, but even facing the Giants this week, yeah, I get it. Offensively, the Giants aren't the Cleveland Browns. The Bengals aren't the Cleveland Browns. I'm sorry, but, you have a better quarterback in Daniel Jones. I'm sorry to say, but you do. If they came and pick off Daniel Jones this week or get pressure on him, they're without their left fucking tackle, Andrew Thomas, on top of it. The edge could have a great game, but they're probably not even going to get a fucking sack. Who knows? We just came off a game with 5 sacks. It would be surprising to think that they actually got some sacks last game. So, you know what I mean? Ian, what's going on, dude? Ebby says, the question is, who is scripting the first 50 plays each week? Because if it really is Kellen, he is who I thought he was, average. I don't think it is, bro. I don't think it is. Sean, what's going on, man? So Hurts has been, sorry. I just skipped. Hurts has been in the league since 2020, and it's the first year he set his own protection. How many more ways can they fail a QB? Yeah, I think that's perfectly true too. Where Jason Kelce didn't really distribute. A quarterback should be making his own calls and protections and all that stuff, and Kelce has been taking over for that reason. And for him to leave after this season, and then now this is all new to Hurts after getting fucking paid. It's not good. That's not a good look either. That's not even Jalen's fault. That's on Kelce for literally forcing it, and for the fucking coaches to let it happen. They obviously practice. They see that it's going on. Mario says Hurts is too heavy to be a running QB. He needs to learn how to be getting out of the pocket QB. He's like 225 to 235. I don't think he's fucking fast at all. At all. He's got no fucking speed. 2020, way fucking different. Even watching him at the open, watch the open practice from training camp at the link. There were times where he was running and I was like, holy shit, he looks really quick this year. Where the fuck is that? Where is that? It's totally gone. I don't know. This team is really weird. Team is really weird. Joey, no promises, but if I can, I try to get Shady's autograph. Yeah, do it. MBTR says, Joey, don't change for the green Kool-Aiders who can't see what this team really is. I wonder who those people are. And it's really horrible to have that type of look, to be honest. Deion turns to Joey, I really do hope we go 5-0 this next stretch to get 22 forms so we can actually hear some good about the team. Well, yeah, I mean, that's great, but it's like they can't sneak into a first seed. They can't. If they sneak into a fucking wild card game, they're going to get destroyed. I don't want to sneak in the playoffs just to get fucking embarrassed. Is that what everybody wants? If they don't play up to potential, they shouldn't even be in the fucking playoffs. Simple as that. Cole says, do you think the lack of motion and throwing over the middle has something to do with Hurts? Oh, 100%. 100%. I mean, can I pull this up? I want to pull this up real quick because I think not throwing middle of the field is fucking just, it's really fucking annoying. Okay. Sorry. I need to go to my others. Which screen am I going to? Oh, wrong screen. Okay. Hold on. I need to pull up this fucking chart because I feel like, okay. I'm going to pull up this, the passing chart and you're going to fucking see like, wow. Okay. This is what the Eagles did passing wise. The targets on the field. Okay. This is the passing chart. Okay. Sorry. I'll try to minimize it and make it look a little, oops. What the fuck is this? What I just grabbed? Oh, that's a picture of Saquon. Okay. Never mind. This is, oh, God, I hate this fucking shit. All right, this is the passing chart for Jalen Hurts. Yeah, it's not looking too great. I mean, those were your targeted completed areas, which I still think like it's still lacking so much, so fucking much. I want to bring up Kellen Moore's passing chart with the LA Chargers, and it's literally a fucking night and day difference. It's honestly such a night and day difference. It'll make you sick to your stomach. Hurts had statistically a pretty good game, but man, like, could we do so much better with our weapons and use them the right way? I mean, it's bad, dude. It's bad. It's not good. It's not good at all. Yep. Mostly Fox, I was hoping the Eagles would have lost because I believe they would have fired his non-coaching fuck. I love the Eagles, but hate this lame duck coach we have. I don't either. I mean, he's telling people, guys. See, at the post-game press conference, he's like, oh, I don't appreciate the booing. Like, you've been here since 21. Like, you should know what the Eagle fans are about. You don't play up to potential, they're going to fucking boo your ass. Guys like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham and Lane Johnson, those guys know like what this fan base is like. And when you don't play up to potential, that's how you're going to get treated. This guy is literally complaining about the fucking crowd booing them. Like you win 4 points against the fucking Browns. And he reiterates, like he fucking says the same shit every press conference. He'll say the same thing 4 times in an answer, but just in different ways to answer it. You know what I mean? Christian Vince says, it's so simple. Feed Barkley, we win. And you know what? I wouldn't say every game is like that, but without Saquon Barkley, the Eagles would have lost the other 2 games we would have lost. Okay? Without Saquon Barkley, you don't win that Green Bay game. You really don't. Okay? I get it. Yes. And there's going to be some games where the run game is not going to go well. And then as soon as the Eagles have to pass the football, that's where I get fucking nervous, where Jalen Hurts is going to load his fucking hand back, and I get nervous holding my fucking breath every time because I have no faith. I have no faith in from the play calling to the direction they're putting Hurts in every fucking game. These scripted fucking play calls that are scripted in the worst way possible to put your quarterback in no fucking rhythm. So the main thing I want to fucking happen, which I'm not going to hold my breath on either, is I need to see Jalen Hurts under Kellen Moore fully in one game to see what it looks like. That's what I want. It's so stressful, bro, because I feel like every time we talk now, it's just very negative. But it's the truth. It's facts. It's something we have to talk about. It's beating a dead fucking horse at this point. The well is dry at this point because it's the same fucking problem. Same problem. I get it. DC says listening to everybody just bash the team all day, every day is depressing. I get it, dude. I get it. It's like the trade deadline is like what? The deadline is what, by week 9? We only have a few weeks left. We're talking about trades, but like I don't even give a fuck about trading for anybody. If I'm interested in trading for somebody, I'm interested in trading one of our own, whether it's Bradbury, whether it's I don't know, Slay. I don't know if it's possible even with Slay with the fucking dead cap and all that shit. But that's where we're at. George Paul said we need to get some of the screenplays back in the game like the Westbrook and McCoy days when we killed teams. Yeah, when's the last time they threw a fucking screen to a running back? I don't even know. They don't check the ball down enough. So you don't make, like Seth Joyner said it perfectly, I think, after Tampa. I think Seth Joyner said it. He's like, you got to give what you have to use what the defense gives you. Like if the check down is there where you can get a free 5 to 8 yards, like every play has to be like a 70-yard fucking bomb. Like Jalen Hurts is not a fucking gunslinger. Simple as that. We've seen him play at a high level under the best offensive coordinator we have ever had, and he is not here anymore. And since then, I don't know. Why are you playing in shotgun so much? Kellen Moore had his press conference earlier today, and just said, oh, we feel like, it pairs up good with the run game. And yeah, I get that. But dude, like you have to play under set. Don't run the ball. Like what happened? Remember last year, they were doing so much play action last year, but not running the football. Like the thing I don't get is if you're not running the football, why do you think play action is going to work? Play action and the run game are connected towards each other. Nobody is going to bite on a fucking play action pass because you're not running the football. Now you're running the football, not even doing play action. Now you're in shotgun every fucking play. I mean, the biggest screen pass we make every fucking game is a tight end screen, and I can't stand those. Can't stand them. Does it work sometimes? Sure. I think Calcaterra is the better tight end to do a tight end screen because he has more speed than Dallas. I think he's better than Dallas Goedert when it comes to pure speed in general. Can't block for his fucking life, but, Jeremy Hampton, what's going on, man? He says, do you think he's too short, can't see over the line to throw over the middle? I don't think it has. I think when you're not used to doing something, and I think you just, yeah, I think there's just a progression, scanning type issue with his vision in that moment because that's what the coaches have taught him not to do, I guess. I don't know. When you're not used to doing that, it's a problem. I feel like Jalen Hurts needs to escape the pocket so he has clear vision, and if he doesn't, he struggles. I don't like that they're relying, and that's what Forte says, fake tush push to shovel pass could work. And that's another thing I can't stand. You have a every down fucking back, dude, that is so fucking talented, and yet you're relying on these tush pushes so fucking much. It's a whole nother thing that's really annoying with this team. There's nothing. Yeah, Draft Young's just got to do something to make the team more interesting. It's not. It's maybe a shuffle pass they do once in a while. Like they do some different things like, oh shit, I didn't realize they were going to do that. Like, I don't know. I hate the keepers. I hate the read, like even shotgun keepers, read option keepers, like, getting Jalen Hurts hit in some of these fucking games. Like, I just feel like, I don't know. Creativity is just down the shit, man. Chris says, you don't appreciate the booing? Well, I don't appreciate the losing. So we're even. Yeah, I fucking get it. Show up 215 said even with feeding Barkley, they still run the ball just to run it. No setup for pass, no balance of Barkley in between touches. That's why we'll see Gainwell on third down. Yeah. And we'll see Gainwell in 2-minute offense. Besides like a game, maybe they had, I mean, seriously, like, why do you use Gainwell in 2-minute offense most of this season? Like you think defenses are like, oh no, Kenneth Gainwell, oh my God, let's load up the fucking box. No. They don't fucking care about Kenneth Gainwell. It's the last of their worries. I was watching Detroit play this week, and I was like, damn, dude. I was just like in love with that offense. I was like, damn. So much creativity and man, it was just so great. It was just so great to watch. The quarterback looks comfortable. Everything looks smooth. The receivers are catching every fucking thing, and the routes are just fantastic. And god damn, dude. The chemistry is fantastic between the players. The run game between the top, the two backs were great. Aaron says, that's fair if true, but lack of motion in middle routes, I blame on Sirianni mostly because they said they fused the offense. Yeah, it's not enough, though. It's not enough. You can't have dual fucking play calling. Nick's holding a fucking laminated fucking card in his hand with plays on it. I see it's color coded. I see a laminated fucking medium-sized piece of paper that he carries around, and it's laminated, and there's like color things on it. I know he's calling shit. I'm not going to an Eagles game this year. For what? Why would I waste my money, go to an Eagles game and watch that bullshit? Why would I even fucking I had a plan to go to a game this year and like actually like maybe do a stream at the game or something and just make things interesting and just different for a day. But man, dude, like no fucking way, man. No fucking way. Dave said, Joey, gotta go, bug out. Have a good night, brother. Thank you all. I appreciate it so much, Dave. By the way, if anybody's ordered any Shakedown merchandise, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but my buddy, me and Philly's guy, Omar, got hit by the hurricane. Some people have ordered in mid-September, and I do apologize. He is sending out the rest of the merch from now until the middle of next week, so you should be getting it soon if anybody ordered any merch. He got hit twice with the hurricane. His store got fucking really messed up. So some of these orders had to wait, unfortunately, the two hurricanes that happened. So I just want to let everybody know it's been a complete fucking disaster. We're going to be, by the end of next week, we'll be back and we'll be sending things regularly every 7 to 10 days if somebody orders. Every time you order something on the Philly Shakedown Podcast merch website, you will get your stuff within 7 to 10 days. So just letting everybody know. No, Detroit's playing physical. They're fucking bullies. They're playing really well. Good for them, man. They've had a big drought for a long time. If there was any team if we don't make it, if there's any team I'm rooting for, I'm definitely rooting for them. I'm definitely rooting for Detroit this year, no doubt. Physio Rose says this team is the definition of mediocre and uninspired. Show up every week unprepared to play, just like last year. Yeah, buddy. It's unfortunate. So, like, when we talk about trades and we talk about specific things, like, it doesn't excite me. It doesn't excite me because this team, because they're, like, they put themselves in this fucking position and they still are. I could deal with not having an edge rusher the rest of this year and giving Jalix Hunt more snaps, but this offense has got to fucking put points on the board, bro. It's just ridiculous. Like, at least if the offense was putting like 28 plus points on the board every week, especially with these fucking teams you're facing now, it's absurd. Realistically, I'll say this. I don't think the Saints are a bad team. I don't think the Saints are a bad team. I don't think Atlanta's a bad team at all. Realistically, I don't think they're a bad team. Green Bay is a very good team. We knew that game was going to be something. Hold on. I need to put this. I had to redo my chat thing again because something happened. Shows that can't get inspired by bullshit Nick Sirianni's speech before a game. No. Reese said, should the Eagles trade for a running back, James Conner? I would love to see Calais Campbell on the Eagles. Although being 38 years old, he wouldn't be a great DT and leader on the team with defense. I'm not really worried about DT that much. But another running back, no. We're good at running back. It's already enough they don't fucking use our early pick. Okay, it's already enough they don't use fucking Will Shipley, which is already pissing me off enough. Okay, already enough. Jade says, I feel like the defense. Oh, hold on. I feel like the defense is coming along. Seems like Vic is willing to listen to his players, like with Huff and the 4-point stance. I'm curious how Huff will be doing what he's comfortable with now. Yeah, he's only done it for one game so far, so we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. If Huff gets a sack, I'll just have a smile. Even if I know it's not going to happen all the time, if Huff can at least get a sack, I'll feel like happy for the moment. At least be like, hey, great. Glad he's doing that. Awesome. Yeah. Ian says, Nick Sirianni, stay humble. Yeah. That guy is far from humble. This guy doesn't realize what he's doing to this team. You're wasting so many fucking contracts. You're wasting a year with A.J. Brown, a year with Devontae Smith, a year with all these big contracts, a year with all these great players, and what the potential that you're holding back for this offense. When you know you're bad at something, don't keep trying to fucking do it over and over again. And if Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are allowing this to happen, like I said earlier in the stream, man, we are going to be fucking screwed. Why can't the Hurricane take... Oh, God. Chris says, do you think Barkley gets 15 carries this Sunday? Because let me tell you something. I don't think you should force feed him so much just because it's Barkley and his team. But at the end of the day, he should have a big fucking game against this team. I'm hoping he does. Herb Tucker says, the whole NFL is scripted and fixed, Joey. Let's face it. With all the talent the Eagles have, how else can you explain it? Well, I guess it's scripted the past couple years then. I don't know. PA Sports 2A says, how is the ownership and GM setting the mediocre play? We look horrible out there. How can we cheer for Sirianni this team? Honestly, at this point, if Nick was on the hot seat, which potentially he can be, if I think there would be rumors flying right now that Nick is going to get fired, or at least a hint that there's rumors that he has until this game, or I feel like some news would have came out if they were close to at least trying to get him out the fucking door. And if that's not the case, and they're just saying, Nick, we'll let you bury your own fucking grave and see what you... you're allowing this coach to do the same thing he did fucking last year. The only constant to this coaching staff is the fucking head coach. Why are we changing this many fucking coordinators, man? Yes, men, yes, men, yes, men. Is that all? Is that how we're going to run this team now? Because Howie Roseman doesn't want to be put in the boiler room again? Howie Roseman's got to fucking chill, man. He's got to fucking chill. God, we're not saying we're not saying, hey, we're not telling him to not draft or take him away his control from drafting or fucking free agency or do anything like that. But let the coaches let the right guys coach and take this fucking defensive scheme out of the building, man. What is the infatuation with this fucking defense? This stupid fucking scheme we've been running. I'm fucking really, man. It's just getting to that point now. Sean said, whatever game Huff gets a sack, I'll probably be more than one in that game. I'm hoping so. I think if he's on a hot streak, then maybe we'll get that hot streak out of him. If we go into this game and Huff has 2 sacks in a game, that's fucking great. That's man, that's good, I don't care who the fuck he's facing. I don't care what team it is. I don't care who the guy's in front. I don't care who it is. But I got to say, in the 4-point stance, I thought he actually caused a couple guys to get some tackles in the backfield. He actually was pretty disruptive last week, surprisingly. MP says that I think the Giants are going to be focused on stopping the run and blitzing Hurts. Could be a long day. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But, if you know a blitz is coming, you got to get the ball out fast. But the fucking route combinations have got to be they can't be to the fucking sideline every single time. They can't. You just can't do it. Otherwise, Hurts is going to get sacked automatically. It's just that simple. You have nothing running in the middle. If it's a third down play, you want at least something in the middle wide open. I mean, something that Hurts has some type of safety blanket there, Reese says the Giants left tackles out for the season. Backup tackles, Sweat and Smith can feed. Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. We already been through this shit with backup tackles. Tampa Bay had a backup tackle. What happened? Absolutely nothing. Cleveland was down. I mean, they had 5 sacks in this game. Cleveland was already down a right tackle and a fucking center. Then they lost their second center. And then they had to move a guard to center. So they had to switch up a lot on that defensive line, but they had their best game with 5 sacks. They had their best game. Surprisingly, they had their best game. Shove says, Lurie always been that way, waiting until the last minute to do anything. Very annoying. Yeah, plus we're playing in fucking MetLife, and that's the fucking worst turf, man. That is, yeah, that's going to be horrible. We don't need any more fucking injuries. Yes, it's actually on that cursed field. I would take it easy with Barkley, just enough to win. Yeah. I feel like if they get somewhat of say they get a 10-point lead in the first quarter, or at least it's 10-0, I think that'd be the perfect start they could have. I feel like the only way the Giants win this game is if their defense really holds up for them throughout the game. I'm not afraid of Devin Singletary. Malik Neighbors is great, but that quarterback is just really bad. I think we all know this. Is he as bad as Deshaun Watson? Definitely not. I think I was very impressed with the Giants versus Seattle. They didn't really play necessarily well against the Bengals, but I don't think the Giants are going down. I don't think the Giants are going down. They might go down swinging, but let me tell you, if they catch you off guard, they're gonna let you know about it. So I wouldn't walk over the Giants and feel like this is an easy week. I don't think us Eagle fans, we're thinking that it could have been, if everything was fucking normal. Sure. Reed says, is Lurie trending towards the personality of Jerry Jones? If fans call him out, why has he not fired Howie? I don't know. I don't even want it Howie Roseman being fired, but I think he needs to. I think some guys really need to look in. I think they really need to look in the fucking mirror, man, what they're really doing. If all Howie Roseman cares about is having control, then fine. But then you should coach the fucking team then, if that's the case. You should be a coordinator then. If you're going to just hire body after body after body in front of the same head coach, that's still one of the constant factors that is on this fucking coaching staff. For what reason? Sean said that one thing I don't think fans understand, Hurts holds the ball too long, but when you look at the replay, no one is open because everyone is in the same area. That's on Nick. Moore never did that. I want to go find this fucking chart. I want to find this fucking chart real quick. What is this shit called? Let's type in next gen stats, Kellen Moore, Chargers, Keenan Allen. If I could find this, I'll show you. I will fucking show you. You'll be like, what? I think we've seen this already. Hold on. Chargers. Oh yeah, look at this shit. 2023, right? Oh yeah, this is going to be In fucking sane, bro. This is gonna be insane. Player search. Hold on. I'm trying to search for this shit. Hold on. Ebby says, Joey, why is Nick still here? Is it because Lurie didn't want the embarrassment of firing a coach that went to a Super Bowl? I mean, no, I don't think so. Because what's the difference? He fired a fucking head coach. He fired a head coach fucking 3 years out of a Super Bowl. So what would this and you like? What would be the difference here? Shit. Hold on. All right. Let's type in Keenan Allen. This is what I want to. This is what I want to fucking show you, bro. This is what I want to fucking show you. Okay. Yeah, but you know what? Kerr says Rick Kellen ran 59% of the time. He threw it to fucking running back. He threw it to running backs last year. Like that's what I'm saying. Like he actually threw it to running back. Like Austin Eckler was all over the fucking place for the Chargers last year. I mean, fucking beyond. Like, dude, look at this shit. You're gonna shit your pants. Here, let me actually take a picture of it. And like just show you. This is like every fucking game. Like you'll be like, holy shit, what the fuck? Like, I'm telling you. You'll be like, bro, what's going on? Sorry, I'm taking so long. It just took me. I just had to find it. All right. Sean said, MP, I don't disagree necessarily, but I do think that would be changed with Nick gone. Yeah, I totally agree with the statement of him holding onto the ball a lot longer, and everyone blames Hurts for it. I get it. I think it's the route combinations. I totally believe that. I'm gonna show you something. This is Keenan Allen had his best fucking season last season at what 30, 31 years old, right? Where the fuck is it? I just had it. No. Oh, here it is. Look at this shit, dude. Now these are just week 13. It's pretty much week 2 to fucking week 13. Look at this shit. Look at this shit, dude. Realistically, look at that. Are you seeing any of this every week? Because I'm fucking not. Look at this. Look at this. I'm not seeing that. Look at this. Week 2, right? Look at that. It's another week. I mean, look at all that. Look at all this. Look at all this. And this is Kellen Moore's fucking offense, bro? Like, really? It's bad, dude. It's really fucking bad. It's the worst It's bad. And this is like that they bring him in and that's what happens. Like that's where I'm at. That's why, dude, that's why I'm disgusted this is why it makes me sick every fucking week. It makes me sick every week. I look at that and I say, wow, like their best receiver. Like I could search other players. if you want me to, and be like, let's search another player. Let's see. Like we have to search the Chargers because that's where he was last year. You know what I mean? Justin Herbert, right? Justin Herbert was fucking playing injured all fucking year last year, right? The Chargers were a very hurt team last year. Okay. Herbert in 23. Okay. Here's another one that you're going to be like, holy fucking shit. I swear to God, dude, it's disgusting. It's honestly really disgusting. You're going to want to throw up. I mean, it's fucking bad. I'm going to give you week 4 to week fucking 13. Okay? I'm going to give you that. And I'm going to be like, telling you. Here's another one I'm going to show you. This is Justin Herbert. Okay? Last season. Justin Herbert last season. Oh, yeah. We're going to have fun with this tonight. Here's another one. You're going to be like, really? Okay. Where's this other one? Look at this one. Look at all. I don't even care if they weren't even completed. Look at all that shit in the fucking middle. Come on, dude. Come on now. It's all there. It's all there. You go from that with Kellen Moore brought to the Eagles to this. What is this? Like what the fuck is this? That to this. It's fucking insane. It's insane, dude. Like, I'm not an X's and O's type guy, but I'm guessing that there's just way more productivity when it came to middle of the field. God, that's going to be in the video, by the way. Lynn says, we also have to keep in mind it's about what the QB is comfortable with. Hurts prefers a college-style offense. Either has to evolve or the coach needs to adjust. Both are possible. Well, they better make up their fucking mind real fast this sideline fucking barely going past the hashes is not going to work for me. It's not going to work for me. It's not this shit. I mean, literally, like you're going to have some close games the next few weeks, and after that, like you're going to start getting your fucking ass kicked like real soon. I'm telling you, you're going to get your ass kicked real soon. But fuck, man. Is this Terrifier 4 for reals, Joey? Yes, there is. It's probably going to be 2 more. Bobby, so I'm starting to think maybe it's Hurts. Maybe he isn't capable of running an offense scheme like that. They have to dumb it down. Yeah, I don't like that either. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not, you know what I mean? Like, if the Eagles have to move on to a different head coach that is a play caller and it's not Kellen Moore and it's somebody else, I don't know if I don't know if Hurts could be the guy, to be honest. I don't know. If he's not capable of it, you know, that's going to be, yeah, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a big problem. Big problem. So that's where I'm at. I think we've seen enough. I think we've heard enough. And I think you just know where we're getting at here. Oh, that guy says, so if Joey could show us this on Wednesday night, Howie and Jeffrey have seen this too, right? Get Nick the fuck out of here. Let Kellen be interim and let's go get a playoff seed. Yeah. Yeah. I fucking agree. They're going to wait until the fucking roof is blown off. They're going to wait until this team is in such a fucking deep hole. They're going to fire the guy, and we're literally not going anywhere. Like, it's literally like, interim head coach, Kellen Moore's going to start playing Hurts. He's going to win some games, put his play calling in finally, when literally, like, it's fucking over. So that's what I got to show, man. That's what I got to show. That's where we're at. But, yeah. What's going on, Matt? Looks like we're going to be without Goddard this week, possibly even next week, so can't stay healthy, has all the talent but available. Yeah, Dallas Goddard not playing around. Yeah, Dallas Goddard just missing time and time again. Sean says, Lindy is right, however, all we've heard of OTAs in camp was Hurts. He barely throwing deep ball and haven't thrown a pick. Oh, over 300 passes or whatever it was over 300 passes, no interceptions, all that bullshit, all fucking offseason program. Hurts looks great. Hurts looks fast. Hurts is barely... Fucking joke. Training camp's going to be a joke under Nick. By the way, Nick's in charge of the offseason program because we can't play our guys in fucking training camp at all. Sorry, we can't play our guys in preseason. We're not allowed to play our guys in fucking preseason. Whole nother thing that's fucking annoying, too. Jason, did you see Lane say we're a constipated offense? Yeah, I see that. Oh, say Larry had the charge it's Terrifier 4. My take on Sunday, defensively, they just got to get after Daniel Jones. There's really nothing to worry about with their run game too much with Devin Singletary. Get pressure on Daniel Jones. Get some fucking, just get some fucking turnovers. They're out. Their starting left tackle is out the rest of the season. And honestly, offensively, man, they just got to get everybody involved. They just gotta do what they're supposed to do with this roster, man. And they need to use midfield a little bit more. They just need a little bit more, man. It's just like when people ask, like, how do we win on Sunday? It's like, I know how to win I think we all know how we win on Sunday, but like, we're going to run the same basic bullshit every week, and we're going to play down to the competition and not really evolve what this offense can really capably do. And that's, Lawsuit coming to the unpopular opinion. I think Calcaterra has a bit more of a hop in his step and Goddard. Yeah, you know what, dude? I said this earlier in the stream. I said I think Goddard is definitely a lot more. I think Calcaterra is a bit more faster. No, I think he is faster, honestly. So I'm probably with you on that one. Yeah, we're definitely drafting a tight end next year. Like, I don't know what the future is for Dallas Goedert, but this has got to stop too. Missing way too many fucking games. He's already been hurt twice this year. He had the oblique injury. Now he's got a fucking hamstring. I have no idea. Penn State, I have no idea. Goddard is too good. Goddard is good to miss 3 games every year. You can book it. That's been the regular. Richard, why is Dallas Goedert injured all the time? Did Howie pay him yet? Goddard equals Joel Embiid. Great skill, always injured. He got paid a few years ago. He got paid when they started locking up contracts. They paid him a few years ago. He's due for a contract in two more years. So, Geoffrey Agreement says they're never going to use this roster. Sorry, not sorry. And dude, I'm not against you saying that. I could probably almost agree that they're not going to change things. I knew during the bye they weren't going to change anything. They're gonna face one of the worst teams in football, and they win by 4 fucking points. They missed a field goal. The Browns missed a field goal on top of it. Yeah, theoretically, yeah, it's probably special teams' fault. It would have been a little bit more separate. But if they just imagine if they kicked that field goal, they probably would have only won by 1 fucking point. To be honest with you. Sean says constipated offense. They're full of shit. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Shit, dude, I might want to look at the next gen stat charts of every playmaker. I mean, every playmaker for the fucking for the Chargers last year. How they used the running backs, how they used the running backs. The rushing wasn't great. I mean, I think Austin Eckler was pretty good regarding, like, he was a nice balance. Like, he didn't have a big year in rushing. It was like I think it was like between I don't know if it was between 400 to 500 yards. But receiving, I think he had over 600 yards receiving for the year too. So actually, he was a good balance. But they passed the game to him a lot. So they passed the ball to him a lot last year. Matt, so another thing that's annoying is how some people in our fan base only see the entire situation of why we suck as Hurts fault and can't seem to see the bigger picture than are kissing the coach's ass. Yeah, I've ran into a lot of Eagle fans that do the same shit. Pass the coaching staff, right to jail at Hurts, and just. I have one guy there's one guy that comes to my streams, really nice guy, and he's actually pretty funny, but he just hates Hurts. Like, he thinks it's all Hurts' fault. I don't get it. And it's weird because those people only show up to, like, my streams on game day. The Hurts haters never show up to my streams during the week. They always show up. I know who they are. They only show up on fucking game day, which is really fucking weird to even say. Are they even Eagle fans at this point? Or are they just like fucking trolls? I don't know. And these are people that like super chat me all the fucking time, like a lot, which is even more frustrating, more kind of weird in some aspects. But maybe they are. Maybe they actually hate Hurts that much. I'm not really sure. You know, not really sure. But that's pretty much the way it goes, man. That's pretty much the way it is. I mean, there's really not much to say about this week. Like, Friday we'll be streaming Friday. We'll have the shakedown. So Friday stream will fucking go over, obviously, the matchups. We'll go over some shit. But, I mean, if they're not changing anything, like, to say what this team needs to do to win is just so fucking stupid. Like, what does it matter if we say how they win this fucking game? We know how they should win this game. You know? I don't know. What's going on, Leo? What's up, man? All of us know. I read everybody's comments. I see people in this chat. I see a lot of people agreeing with each other. I know that we're all correct. I'm reading everybody's shit. Okay? We know what needs to be changed. A lot of fake fans out there. I guess. I don't know why people can't just be. I don't know why people can't, like, look at it from both fucking sides. Like, why is everybody's got fucking tunnel vision with this fucking quarterback? Yeah, is there issues? Yes. Is the route combination? But you got to look at the, like Matt said, you got to look at the bigger picture of why is Jalen Hurts holding on to the ball? Why is he taking sacks? Why are they calling a fucking? Why are they dropping him? Why are they dropping him back? You know what I mean? There's just so much shit, dude. There's so much shit. You know? So he says in 22, Hurts was getting that ball out less than 2.5 seconds. I believe it was 2.35 to 2.4. I'll look into this. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. Honestly, I wouldn't really doubt it that much. Let's see here. Mekhi Becton is like, I'm not looking forward to playing at MetLife. I don't want to play in that shitty stadium. It's bad. Everything is just bad about the stadium. Yeah, yeah, potentially that. Potentially that. I don't know, bro. God, I just see the Eagles did you see the Eagles the way they tackle in practice? I showed it last stream. It's the most embarrassing fucking thing I've ever seen. Most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, guys. It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting this week. I mean, I think why we still watch this team is because we want to see either them win or see them like really like how bad could this get? Could it get really fucking bad? I don't know. If Reddick goes to the Lions, at least we'll get a second. Yeah, technically, yeah. So if Reddick is traded to an NFC team, a team in the NFC, we get a second round pick for 26. Not that it means much for this year because that does nothing for us. That's just. I guess you could use it for some ammo next year if for next year's draft if you want to add in a pick for something. I don't know. PH, that's why I like the channel. You keep real because you actually know. I'm not saying I know football, but I've played the game. I've played in college too. But that doesn't mean anything. That's just me saying that. But it's just there's just common sense to what we're. I don't think it takes a fucking rocket science to know what we're fucking running this year. So, it doesn't take rocket science to figure that out. That's where I'm at. Because I want to be here, and the way I show up every week, because they're failing so much, I want to be here when this team fucking falls apart again, and then everybody's going to come back apologizing to me saying, oh my God, like you were right the whole time. And that's really not what I'm looking for because that's just what happens. It's just what happens. Every fucking time. Matt says it's because we love this team and we hate the way it's being ran, the amount of talent. Yeah, I know, dude. So how do we get excited next year? Like every time Howie makes a trade, we're going to be excited. Every time Howie drafts a player, we're going to get excited. But then it's like, then we get to the season and then boom. This is what the offense is going to look like every year because we love this. The reason why, like, the only way I could see, like, the offense is playing the way it is right now is because Sirianni is, like, taking 3/4 of this playbook and adding a little bit of Kellen Moore flair to it. And without Nick Sirianni calling this shit, I'm wondering if a new head coach walks in here, it almost dials up the same shit. It makes no sense to me. I don't know. Well, through Pee Wee to middle school, like JV, and then I went to varsity in 8th grade. I mostly was a left tackle. Really from from 8th grade, I was a left tackle. And then my senior year came and I played mostly. I quit the offensive line my senior year because I really wanted to showcase my talents. I like 100% full time on defense. I played defensive end, and then I played DT. I switched from defensive end to DT because I was just really good at spin. I had a really good rip move. I had a really good spin. My spin was dirty back in the day. I just felt they like the same thing what they do to Bryce Huff. They wanted me in a 2-point stance, and I fucking couldn't stand it. I couldn't fucking stand it. I had no get off in a 2-point stance as a defensive end. I couldn't fucking stand it. I was like, I'm not doing this. I'd rather be a DT and fucking bull rush and just fucking unleash myself and do whatever the fuck I want. And that's what I did. And I ended up playing better in DT. When I went to college, I played defensive end. And I was actually in a 4-point stance in defensive end, which was great. So, yeah, which wasn't a bad thing. So, Thomas, you probably won't even get an apology. Those people will not face the truth. Oh, no, probably not. When I'm wrong, people will fucking tell me I'm wrong. When I'm right, no one says a damn thing. I'm only 6'1". 6'1". So I played for a Division III school, so it wasn't like I played Division II. I played for a private college up. I played for Utica, which was a private college owned. Actually, at the time, it was owned by Syracuse. I used to go to the Syracuse games for free. You know, us D3 guys are going into a D1 fucking game, looking at all these fucking dudes up front, massive fucking guys. Pause. Like fucking six, fucking seeing that shit in person is like crazy, you know. So it's kind of crazy, but smells like the end of 23. Yeah. If 23 was extended another year, this is what it would look like. Philly says, make Nick eat a box full of X-Law on Saturday night. Constipated offense. The Calvin will get. Yeah, put some laxatives in his fucking coffee. At least as long as ownership's vision doesn't change, then the product on the field won't, regardless of the smaller pieces, coaches, players. He told you what he wanted in 2020 after Doug firing. The thing is, it's like Doug wanted to keep everything in-house, and look how that's going for him. Press Taylor becomes his OC, and everything fucking falls apart. You know, another team that actually has, the Jags actually have some good players. The quarterback is horrific. I don't know why they fucking like him. Trevor Lawrence is just fucking horrible. I have never been a fan of Trevor Lawrence. Going into the 21 season, at the end of 2020, okay, the ultimatum was given to Doug Peterson. Look, we want to bring in some new blood, change some things around. And it seems like Doug was like, no, I'm not doing that. So they fired Doug, and they somewhat, they bring a new head coach. They bring Shane Steichen in. Sirianni calls the fucking plays for half the season. Looks horrible. Shane Steichen takes the playbook fully and got us to a fucking wild card game. And then 22, we just fucking. Every time I say Sirianni. Every time I say Sirianni's name, it because of Siri on my iPhone, it always does that. Yeah, we played Cortland, yeah. SUNY Cortland, yeah. That was actually another school. Cortland was another school I almost went to. I had coaches actually visit me to go to Cortland. I never went to Cortland. I went to Utica because I was into hotel and casino management for a long time. I did stocks, and I just didn't like it, and then I switched to hotel and casino management. I did security at Turning Stone Casino in upstate New York for like 2 years. So I did like an internship up there as like a head security guy, or like just one of the security guys at the casino. I thought that was I love the casino atmosphere. I've always been a fan of that. I did hotel and casino management, but that's what I had to do to get into it. I had to be like a security guard and learn the business of, certain things. So try saying Clowniani. Tanya says, "How come everybody got fired except Nick? That's insane. Now we're back at it's all on the we know what's going on. It's all on the table. We know what's going on. Like after a certain amount of weeks, every time I do a post-game video for the next day to talk about the game, I don't even say what happened in the first and the second and the third. I just say same shit, different fucking game. I mean, why waste my breath? Not even to waste my breath anymore. I don't know. That's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Philly says, "How would you feel if you spent $220 million on this?" With the way it being coached, if I spent $220 million on this roster, I'd be making changes fast. I wouldn't be sitting there waiting for the fucking ship to sink, and that's what they're doing. If we're not hearing rumors that they're easy, if we're not even hearing a rumor that Nick is even on the hot seat right now, that's really fucking scary. It's very scary. Chris, what's going on, man? It says I was at Turning Stone last weekend. Lost a lot of money on blackjack. Oh shit. Yeah, I'll never. I went there and did some slots. And that was it. My fucking father gave me like a debit card and had money on it, and like I literally like put like $30 on the card and like did some slots, and I didn't win anything, and I was done after that. Matt says because the coordinator has been the scapegoats for Nick, especially past couple seasons. That's why he's still here. But why is he here? Because the players like him? Who fucking cares, bro? I can go into my real job. I have a 9-to-5 job that I go into every day, and I could go. There's a guy at my job right now. I like the guy so much. I gotta have a beer with him. I can fucking hang out with him. He's the greatest guy ever. But man, does he suck at doing his fucking job. Every day I get fucking annoyed over it. But I shut my mouth. I don't say anything. Philly 416, I live for football Sunday. Sirianni is taxing to my soul. I can't stand him. I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. But any last questions, guys? What's going on, Rock? Any last questions? I think we're going to probably head out, honestly. I don't know what else to really say, to be honest. We kind of went over the trade. We went over some trade rumors, what we need to fix, giving you obviously feedback on what Kellen Moore looked like with the fucking Chargers last year. You know? That's what I'm saying. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Chris, I think it's less the players like him. The ownership loves the yes man Sirianni is, and he will do whatever the ownership. Yeah, you know what? If that's the case, bro, this team is done. What a waste. We're going to be wasting A.J. Brown's career, Devontae Smith's career. It's gotta be god awful. It's gonna be one of the biggest downfalls of an organization making some pretty good moves, some good moves, and remembering just when they would never change anything. I don't believe every player likes him. I think some do. Like even at the locker room celebration after Cleveland's win, right? The locker room celebration was so fucking like. There's just no energy, bro. Every other locker room celebration that I see, like everybody's like, "Oh, there's always like shit going on and excitement." Like the players are just standing there listening to this fucking asshole. Just can't stand it. I can't believe that every player likes him. Brandon Graham and Lane Johnson, like the veterans are going to support him. Like I get it. But I can't believe every player on this fucking team is like, yeah. But being a nice guy only gets you so fucking far, bro. You players are making millions of dollars. You are owned by an organization that needs to establish consistency to fucking win. I don't give a fuck how nice the guy is. You know? Jay said for Phillies, the niggas holding our offense back and they'll waste this entire season. The O should be around 30 points. Like, yeah, it's bad. It's bad, dude. It's bad. Dustin says, Joey, love your streams, man. Stay the way you are. Screw all the haters. Oh yeah. I don't trust me. I am not I'm not getting off the path. I'm getting off the path. I can't even talk right now. There's got to be a starter that's told Nick they respect him as a person. I mean, remember Nick said, I don't know if it was today or probably yesterday. I don't even remember. Remember he was like, oh yeah, like I have an open door policy. Like players can come to the office. And is anybody coming to the office? Probably. Whole fucking team should be in the fucking office. Not in Nick's office. Not at all. It should be the last thing they should be doing. So, I've worked with people like that before. They are nice people, but I can't stand working with them. Yeah, totally true. Sometimes you're better off doing a job by yourself because with another person, it takes too fucking long. I've done that a million times, and I can't stand it. So that's where I'm at, unfortunately. So, yeah. Other than that, I think that's gonna be it for tonight. There is 204 people in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the stream. Thank you so much for joining today. We're gonna have video out tomorrow. We're gonna have we're gonna have a stream on Friday, and then we'll have the shakedown on Saturday. I will not be at my house in this setting for the shakedown on Saturday. I'll be somewhere else for that game. I need to watch my girlfriend's daughter's puppy. So I will be at her house by myself watching a puppy for a while. So that's what I'll be doing. That's where I'll be on Saturday. And yeah. So make sure you hit the like button. Appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you for the super chats, all the great stuff. I don't take it for granted. I love you all. And we'll be back on Friday, but a video tomorrow, definitely. All right. You guys enjoy the rest of the night. Love you all. And stay true to yourself and stay positive. We'll get through this together as a team of our own. All right. And yeah.